गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. We are in Jnaneshwari, chapter 18, verse number 7, OV number 180. And so here it was told, what was told? The verse said, नियतस्य तु सन्न्यासः कर्मणो नोपपद्यते मोहात् तस्य परित्यागः तामस परिकीर्तितः. So the Lord is telling the different types of tyag in this 7th verse. He is talking about tamasic tyag, what it is. In the 8th verse it will be the rajasic tyag, and in the 9th verse it will be the sattvic tyaga. So here he says, now to renounce an obligatory function is not proper. Nitya karma should not be given up. Those who are attached to body, those who are identified with the gross body, and they get tired, they get exhausted, and then they want to give up the karma. Those people who think in this manner and perform in their life in this manner in the name of spirituality, such people are, their tyag is tamasic tyag. Its abandonment, so why its abandonment through delusion is declared to be derived from tamas quality. The abandonment of karma by the seeker in the name of tyag. So I do what? Karma tyag. What has to be given up? What has to be relinquished? Karma phala tyaga, not karma tyaga. The nitya karma should not be given up. Karma phala tyag has to be given up. And and here we saw that if the road is rough, one must walk over it anyhow. Does anyone cut off the feet on the ground that the road is bad? Then till here we saw yesterday, last week. Then भुके लिया पुढे अन्न होका भल तैसे उन्ह तरी बुद्धी न घेता लंघन भाणे पापराहल्या तैसा कर्माचा बाधू कर्मे निस्तरी जे करिते निवर्मे हे तामसु नेणे भ्रमे माजविला की स्वभावे आले विभागा ते कर्मची ओसंडी पैगा तरी झणे आतळा त्यागा तामसा तया. He says, if hot food is served to a hungry person and he kicks it away because it is hot, he'll have to go without food, he'll be hungry. A tamas dominated person does not know because of moha. Here what was told in the verse, the mohat tasya parityagaha. He relinquishes the karma itself under the delusion, under the influence of delusion. And what is delusion? What is avidya? Body identification. See? gross body identification. The trick how to destroy the bondage of actions through actions. He therefore abandons actions which fall to his lot according to his natural disposition. Do not allow such a tamas dominated person even to touch you. Even to touch you, Jnaneshwar Maharaj is saying. Those who are lost in relations and possessions, so you see many yogis, they don't even allow you to touch their feet. This must be the reason. See? If we are caught up in this body identification, then the way to get out of body identification is through karma, not by giving up karma. Giving up karma will only take us to sleep, laziness, nidra alasya pramad. We are afraid to put efforts because of the prospective tiredness that we are going to experience. See, there are people, they don't want to work. It's easy to get money from the government and not do the hard work. It is easy to sit and beg in one place rather than go and do some job. See, it is easy sitting there nicely watching the tennis match. Instead of getting up and getting a glass of water, hey, can you give me a glass of water? Oh, you are making a coffee, are you? Can you make me one coffee also? Oh, you are making chapati. Wonderful. I haven't eaten chapati from your hands for a long time. Is this the day that I am going to get it? Why? Laziness. Don't want to put efforts. Just one example. I was making chapati, one girl came and instead of making chapati, she is eating bread. I said, why are you eating bread? She says, atta is less. I said, no, atta is enough. So, I know. I said, are you lazy to make chapatis? That is also there. So, eat old bread. See, the height of laziness. So, karma is the only way we can purify ourselves. There is nothing else that can purify us. Only karma. And if that itself we have given up because of the tiredness, because of impending tiredness. Like some people, they exercise. And they exercise. I say, why don't you exercise so that you sweat? No, I don't like sweat. So they exercise 10 steps, no more sweat. If the sweat comes, they stop. Sweat must not come. Then it is exercising. So here he says, he therefore abandons this tamasic tyagi. We are talking about tyagi, remember. See, why are we talking about this topic of tyag? Why did we talk about the topic of sannyas? Also remember, we are in the 18th chapter. Karma sannyasi does not mean who gives up, who renounces karma. That is not a karma sannyasi. Tyagi is not a person who gives up gives up karma. If you give up karma, as this tamasic person is doing, where is his attention? His attention is on karma. His attention is not on tyaga. If his attention was tyag, relinquishment, then it will be a different story. but his attention is on karma. Therefore, he gives up karma. Karma is and in this way, here Jnaneshwar Maharaj is what you call strong words. Do not allow such a tamas dominated person even to touch you. Continuing in the 8th verse now, the Rajasic Tyaga is being talked about. Dukkhamityeva yat karma, dukkhamityeva yat karma, kaya klesha bhayatyajit, kaya klesha bhayatyajit, sakrutva rajasam tyagam, sakrutva rajasam tyagam, naiva tyagaphalam labhet, naiva tyagaphalam labhet. Dukkhamityeva yat karma kaya properly Dukkhamityeva yat karma kaya klesha bhayatyajit sakrutva rajasam tyagam naiva tyagaphalam labhet. In the 8th verse he says, he who abandons work as irksome from fear of physical suffering, his abandonment is based on rajas, and so he does not reap the fruit of relinquishment. Okay. So before it was, he didn't want to do the work only. I stand corrected. In the previous one, he does not want to do the where are we? He is not doing the nitya karma. For that also he has what is nitya karma? That which should be done, that which must be done. If you don't do it, you will go to hell. You will collect demerit points if you don't do it. If you do it, but you said you do nitya karma without attention on the karma phala. If you do it, no demerit points. But something will happen if you do nitya karma. What will be that? The guilt will not be there that I did not do what was required to be done. See? And last week I told you, some people leave home, go to ashrams only for a good life because they don't want to take responsibility. They don't want the responsibility. They don't want to get up on time. They don't want to get up in Brahma Muhurt. They don't want to do light lamp. They don't want to take shower. They don't want to brush their teeth. They don't want to wear fresh clothes every day. Nitya karma. In that puja, archa, everything, whatever. Nitya karma keeps us busy throughout the day. No moment should pass in a day where we are not working, which is not accounted for. Because there is always something to do. And life is continuously throwing something at you, continuously, which needs to be addressed. Do it with joy and inspiration, but no. We want to abandon everything, all the duties, in the name of spirituality. And here we are, living in the midst of the world as a sannyasi, busy from morning till night. See? And there are many, go to Varanasi, go to Vrindavan. Not everyone is a sadhaka there. They may have gone as they wanted to be a sadhaka. But what was their intention? What was their motivation to come there? Was it love for the divine? Or was it escape from responsibilities. See? And Nitya Karma is more than that. Even in ashram, if they say, hey, go and do the झाड़ू मार के आओ, झाड़ू किसी दूसरे को क्यों नहीं बोलते, मुझे क्यों बोलते हो? अच्छा, टॉयलेट साफ करके आओ, टॉयलेट मुझे क्यों बोलते हो, जमादार को क्यों नहीं बोलते? देन व्हाट डू दे वांट? हमको गुरु के पैर दबाने हैं, वो वाली ड्यूटी हमको दो. अच्छा, गुरु के कपड़े दो, वो भी नहीं. दे वांट ऑल खुशी खुशी जॉब्स. We must not turn away from whatever life is throwing at us at any given moment. We must face it. We must face it. So, what does it mean? I'm just still talking about the 7th verse. So, what does it mean? I think last week we talked about, if you are doing your puja, archa, havan, sandhya, japa, continue. Continue. You must not, oh, now I have studied 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, now I have studied Upanishad, I have studied 2nd Upanishad, now I don't have to do the daily puja, now I don't have to do the japa because I am studying Vedanta. No, continue. Continue. Continue performing action. Do not shirk away from what is required to be done in life. And we have already mentioned before that you do Nitya Karma. If you don't do it, you will go to hell. If you do it, don't do it with ahankar. Do it with karma phala tyaga, that attitude. Then what? That Nitya Karma, what? The guilt of omission will not be there, that I did not do it. And usually these regrets are there in the at the end of our life. काश मैंने ऐसे कर लिया होता, काश मैंने वैसे कर लिया होता, काश I should have done that, done this. If you can feel at this moment that whatever you have done in your life was required to be done, सब भूल चूक माफ, you have forgiven everyone, you have forgiven yourself, and from this moment you start your fresh life. And whether you believe it or not, it is true. You are absolutely new at this moment. So begin. Drop all the data which you have collected, commissions and omissions. No regrets in life. Everything has brought you to this point. Now what? Now am I going to live shirking away whatever is required to be done, or am I going to function with inspiration, doing what is required to be done? Without my attention on the result. What will happen as a result of that? Purification. And what will be the result of purification? What will be the result of purification? The Brahma Jignasa, the urge to know the truth, that will ignite in our bosom. That urge, that desire to know who am I, what this Brahman is, this spark will not ignite in us until our mind is purified. In us, what happens? Today we listen to satsang, we enjoy it. Oh, yeah, that was very, very sublime. And 1 hour later, half an hour later, we are already arguing, fighting, watching the tennis match. Gone. The desire is gone already. You are so at one ment with it, but it is because you are in a satsang. On your own, We are not able to recreate that atmosphere within ourselves. The result of purification is that we become interested in the scriptures. We become what you call uh, how should I, stop not till the goal is reached. अंदर से लत लग जाती है, and that is the result of purification. That is not the result of what you call laziness. Now in the 8th verse, dukkam ityeva yat karma kaya klesha bhayat tyajet sakrutva rajasam tyagam naiva tyaga phalam labhet. He who abandons work, he who gives up karma, work, karma or karya done with kartrutva abhiman becomes karma. He who gives up work as irksome from fear of physical suffering, physical tiredness, physical exhaustion. His abandonment is based on rajas, and so he does not reap the fruit of relinquishment. In the first one, the regrets were taken care of. In here, the expectations are taken care of. And what is the expectation? If I do gardening, I'll get tired. I think we should hire someone to go do gardening. If I drive the car, I'll do accident. I think I should hire a driver. Because you have the money, you have the falus. In Arabic they call money falus. So, expectation of suffering is making us abandon the karma. And here, just as in the previous verse, the attention was to shy away, to abandon the nitya karma. Here, you are abandoning the karma itself. Do not do that. Do not abandon karma. To work is our right. To expect is not our right. To expect a particular result is not our right. And don't work to get happiness. Then how do you work? That will tell you in the next verse. Not in this verse. So he wants to get happiness from work, but यार अगर काम किया तो थक जाऊंगा तो सो जाऊंगा तो मैच नहीं देख पाऊंगा तो my life is wasted, man. No. No. In Australia, Australian Open is going on. That's why I'm taking these examples. Jnaneshwar Maharaj says, अथवा स्वाधिकारु बुझे आपले विहित ही सुझे परिकरितया उमजे निभरपणा जे कर्माची ऐलिकड नावे कदिसे दुवाड जे वाहतीये वेळे जड शिदोरी जैसी. Even though he knows his own qualifications and the duties to be performed by him, he becomes indifferent to them on the ground that their performance is troublesome. And such people always see the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. They want someone else's job. They want to do what someone else is doing. But they don't want to do what they are supposed to be doing. one feels it a burden to carry one's food for use in travel. In the same way, action seems difficult when it is begun. एक हिंदी में कहावत है, ओखली में सर दिया है तो पिसना तो पड़ेगा. ओखली, you know, the pestle and mortar, if you put your head in it, it will come one after the other. They'll come, keep grinding you. So once you get into activity, you will get exhausted. You will have to see that work through to its logical end. In between, hey, I don't feel like doing it. Next day you're out of job. See? All this is why this is happening? Only one reason. The Rajasic reason is likes and dislikes. Raga Dvesh. And what is the rule of performing action? Don't perform any action prompted by likes and dislikes. Second rule, when performing action, do not allow the precipitation of likes and dislikes with regards to the karma phala, with regards to the result. Do not allow likes and dislikes to precipitate. And do not initiate, first one, do not initiate any action because of likes and dislikes. Then what should I do? Question. Do what is required to be done. If there is no work, sit like a snake. Like a boa constrictor sitting in one place. Lots of them in Indonesia, Malaysia, Burma. Unmoving. But if work comes, like that cat, she's very relaxed in the garden. Some bird flies, she jumps from absolute relaxation to hyper activity. From that position, she jumps into the air and catches the bird in the air. Are we able to do that? Sitting in meditation. After meditation, don't disturb me for 1 hour. The meditation nasha is still continuing. What is the nasha? Nasha ka bolte, for some others, nasha is the intoxication of meditation is still in progress even after meditation is over. So please do not disturb. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. Instead, this is what I like the meditation, I like the silence, but I dislike the sound now, But life is demanding, house is on fire, you are in meditation. No. Let the fire wait. When I'm slowly coming out of that zone of meditation, then I will come out of the house. Will you wait for that long? You will immediately get into action and run out of the house if the house is on fire. Same way, at a drop of a hat, we should be able to be in meditation. The moment we come out of meditation, whatever is coming in our way, we should be with inspiration, be able to get into the activity. But when our activities are guided by likes and dislikes, then this Rajasic corruption comes about. And if we are giving up the activity, karma, because of likes and dislikes, that is called as Rajasic Tyaga. You understand? Continuing, A186. जैसा निंब जिभे कडवटू हिरडा पहिले तुरटू तैसा कर्मा ऐल शेवटू खणू खणुवाळा होय काधेनु दुवाड शिंग शेवंती ये अडव आंग भोजन सुख महाग पाकू करिता तैसे पुढत पुढती कर्म आरंभीच अति विषम म्हणूनी तो ते श्रम करिता मानी एरवी विहितत्वे मांडी परी घालिता असुरवाडी तेथ पोळला ऐसा सांडी आदरिलेही म्हणे वस्तु देहा सारिखी आली बहुती भाग्यविषेखी माझा चुका कर्मादिकी पापिया जैसा. He says, Jnaneshwar Maharaj says, just as a neem fruit tastes bitter and a myrobalan astringent. Myrobalan is the star fruit. It tastes astringent. So the action seems hard at its commencement and end. Every work is like that only. You start walking, the moment you start walking, afterwards it's all okay because the lungs have got used to it, the muscles have become warmed up, the joints had become loosened. Now you keep walking, then towards the end you are going to feel tired anyway. So here he says at the beginning and the end of any activity there is what? Commencement and end. It seems hard. The cow gives milk, but it has vicious horns. The chrysanthemum flower grows on a thorny plant, just like the rose. And although a meal gives satisfaction, there is the bother of cooking it. Why only cooking it and washing dishes afterwards? In the same way, action entails physical exertion on the part of its agent and so appears difficult in its initial stage. Who is the agent? The karta, the doer. This doer feels, क्यों बेकार में इसमें पढ़ना है यार, काम नहीं करो तो अच्छा है, बेकार में क्या करना है पढ़ के. See, सन्यासी भी ऐसी करते हैं. Mahatmas also do the same way, but they are not doing it out of a dislike for the karma. They are established in the truth. A sattvic seeker, when we come to it, we will see his attention is on purification. His urge from inside is to know. He wants to spend every moment in the study of scripture, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasan, and any karma that is coming in, any project I should say, any project coming and disturbing him in that, he will just put it aside. He's still acting, he's still performing something, and what is it? That which is conducive for his growth. Now, why is he doing that? We will talk about it afterwards. This fellow, the Rajasic fellow, he has not come to that point yet. He just by thinking about, कोई बोलेगा, अरे tomorrow is Diwali and now we have to clean the house and clean the drawers and put the kandil and put the lights around the house, and by just thinking about it, this fellow thinks, now there is no one at home, I have to do all this. Puss. Okay, let's have something for food. What are you going to have food for? What are you going to have? What are you making? I am not making. I am waiting for you to make. In the moment someone says, I'm waiting for you to, I'm having bread, butter, and jam. Story over. देखा दे- in Maharashtra there is a community called, they say they like this, I don't know, this is from memory I'm telling you, they are called Kokanastha Brahman, Cobra. And these people, it's, they say, I don't know how far it is true or not, but if they have to, if someone comes, they'll say, oh, you must have had your tea at home and come. They don't want to get involved into doing anything. See? How far it is true, I don't know, because I don't get involved in all these things. But something I heard in the early years that has stayed with me. So, where are we? Although a meal gives satisfaction, there is the bother of cooking it, cutting the vegetables, chonk lagao, give the temper, stand there and keep turning the vegetable. And after that, यार तब तक तो by smelling all the masalas, hunger goes away by then. We want it ready made. And what is ready made? Microwave. Fresh from the fridge into the microwave. And out of the microwave into our stomach. We don't want to eat fresh. Why? Lazy. We feel it too much work, too much hard work. In the same way, action entails physical exertion on the part of its agent, the doer, and so appears difficult in its initial stage. If not, he begins to perform it as his prescribed duty. Otherwise, he starts performing it as his prescribed duty. What is prescribed duty? Nitya karma. But drops it as soon as he suffers the pain. As soon as, see, are we taking lecture because someone has caught our collar? Hey, Swami, you have to give lecture every Thursday. Nobody. But come hail, rain, 36 degrees, 42 degrees, snowfall, rainfall, anything, satsang continues. Never taken a day off. Nobody has forced me. I can continue. Whole year I could have taken a day off. But no, we have not taken a day off. Then what is inspiring? This is karma going on. Speech is karma. Action, manasa, vacha, kaya. So this is activity going on. यार कोई समझता नहीं है फिर भी मैं बोलता रहता हूँ पता नहीं क्या है. If the attention is on the result, will I be inspired to do the action? No. It will not be performed perfectly. If the attention is on the result, it will never be performed. Oh, I like it, because so many people give good responses, and on, like, these celebrities, every morning, I am wearing this dress today, suddenly they get 1 million likes and they feel they have been accepted by 1 million people. And if next day they wear a dress and nobody puts a like, They go into depression. So are we giving lecture to be liked by you? Are we giving lecture because we like to give lecture? Or we are talking, the discourse is going on because it is the best way to utilize time. It is a commitment from both sides. If you can call it Nitya Karma because every Thursday it is happening, Nitya Karma. We have locked it into position. But is there an expectation of a result? That world will get benefited? That if I give lecture, my mind will be purified? Then I have just committed suicide. No, that is not the attitude. We are not doing this satsang because of our like or because of, and not doing it because of our dislike. We are doing it because it is the right thing to do. If we have to be involved in something, when we started giving lectures, it was difficult. When we are sick, it is difficult. But once you start, you forget. Where is the cold? Where is the flu? Where is the tiredness? Everything goes away once satsang begins. But to begin is always, the doubt comes. Many times it must have come. Ki aaj, should I take a sickie today? I haven't had any time for myself. See? If not, he begins to perform it as his prescribed duty, but drops it as soon as he suffers the pain. These people are called Prarambashur. Prarambashur means they are fully ignited, on fire. Guru Maharaj says, who is going to do this work for me? Me. I am the perfect disciple. I will do it. And you do it once. The Guru Maharaj doesn't say good or bad. Okay. Next time, again, me. You want to be in the good books of the Guru Maharaj or the boss. But no praise, no increment, no good words, no tap on the back, keep it up, no motivation, not one single word of appreciation from the boss or the Guru Maharaj. And the moment he goes away and he says, I am going for 2 days lecture, or the boss says he is not going to be there for next 2-3 days, chalo bhai, all that enthusiasm which was being shown before, puss. That's hypocrisy. In front of him you are showing it. Afterwards, no. No sustaining power. Sustaining power comes only through purity, only through single pointedness. So, if the activity is the result of your like or dislike, it can never have a sustained performance. Can never. Eventually you lose interest in it, because whatever you liked as child, today you may not like it or dislike it. Or whatever you disliked as a child or teenage or youth, today you may like it. Things keep changing. Your convictions keep changing. See? So here he says, Uh, mm, he begins to perform it as his prescribed duty but drops it as soon as he suffers pain. Suffers pain, too much work. Suffers pain, too much mental involvement in a particular subject. Yesterday I gave the example, no, when we are studying the भाष्य, कि बैंगन का भरता बन जाता है दिमाग का. Oh, this is the student who is come to Upanishad study because of his like, not because he wants to know the truth. He has come because, oh, they have said that Vedanta is a good thing, Bhashya we should study. बट ये क्या हो रहा है यार, ये तो दिस इज टू मच, ये तो बहुत ज़्यादा दिमाग यूज़ करना पड़ रहा है इधर. आई नेवर थॉट सो मच फ्रॉम डिफरेंट एंगल्स एंड सेम थिंग इन सो मेनी डिफरेंट वेज इट इज़ बीइंग प्रेजेंटेड. अरे यार, व्हाई डोंट दे मेक इट सिंपल इन वन लाइन. दिस इज बैंगन का भरता दिमाग का. अनक्वालिफाइड स्टूडेंट, not purified enough. Therefore, the staying power is not there. The staying power is 1.5 hours of satsang. Staying power is remaining 100% available to every word and the total context within which and the subcontext that are being presented. But our attention is on, if we have come because of our likes and dislikes, then very quickly, after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, then the video goes off, audio is on. Because the teacher will see that this fellow is yawning. Interest goes away. You must have also come across, or you must have gone through, start different projects but never finish any. Such people are called what? Jack of all trades, master of none. Jugadu. In Vedanta also, in spirituality also they want jugad. ऐसे नहीं चलता. He says to himself, I am lucky to have such a good thing as the human body, then why should I tax it with work? By my punyas, by my previous punya karma of the previous janmas, which he has never seen, which he has never known. But he says, because of my past punya karma, I got this good body, I got good parents, I got good job, I got a good environment and good friends and good satsang, and everything is because of my punya karma. Where is the attention? Two places. On my, that means I must have done very good merits in the past life, because of which I got a good life this time. I can go to various pilgrimages, I have come across various masters, I am friends with so many masters. We have had darshan of so many masters. कुछ तो हमने हमारे पुण्य कर्म का फल है ये. This is the result of our past good karmas. When we talk about past good karmas, attention goes to the ego, to the doer. And what is spirituality? Purpose is to dissolve the doer. This Rajasic fellow, he is unable to do that. Then what will be the solution? Whatever is happening in this life is by the grace of the divine. It is not because of punya karmas. The Punya Karma is told in the third and the fourth chapter. Enough. Throw it away. It's only a concept. It's only a theory. Everything that we are studying here is only a theory. What it is trying to prove is you, the pure consciousness. So don't lose the plot. Don't get lost in the Punya Karma and past deeds and all that. And if I have got this good body from the past, it is disease free, it digests even the stone and blah blah blah, it never gets. I should take care of it. I should not exert it too much. Such people want comfort, only comfort. They don't want to exert. Wherever there is karma, there will be exertion. This 1.5 hours keep speaking is almost 3 hours of exercise, physical exercise. Physical exercise. That much energy is expended in speaking. No, yaar, after lecture, every time my gala goes away, I think I will stop. I'll take a break. I haven't taken a sick leave for a long time from the satsang. Nothing like that. केले कर्मी जे द्यावे ते झणे मज होवावे आजी भोगू नाका बरवे हातीचे भोग ऐसा शरीराची आक्लेशा भेणे कर्मे विरेशा सांडी तो परियेसा राजसु त्यागू ये रवी तेथही कर्म सांडे परितया त्याग फळ न जोडे जैसे उतले आंगी पडे ते न लगेची होमा का बुडोनी प्राण गेले ते अर्धोदकी निमाले हे म्हणो नये जाहले दुर्मरणची तैसे देहाचे निलोभे जेणे कर्मा पाणी सुभे तेणे साचन लभे त्यागाचे फळ. He says, Jnaneshwar Maharaj, if I have to work to gain happiness, I would much rather do without it. Are we working to seek happiness after I eat food? I will be happy. If the dish comes, I am cooking food, if the dish comes out nice, then I will be happy. If the job that has been given to me is done correctly and appreciated by everyone, then I'll be happy. No, this is a recipe for disaster. It is a recipe to go into depression. Then what are we performing the action for? The deluded ones, they perform the action to get happiness from the result, and there is no guarantee what the result is going to be, and that happiness they convert it into I like this result. Then it is not happiness anymore. Then instead, as I said before, how must they perform the action? If I have to speak and wait, the other day someone called me, day before yesterday. He said, Swamiji, I got a very, very, very difficult question to ask. And I thought I will put it past you and see if you can answer it. So I said, before we get into the question, tell me, the question is difficult for me or for you? says, no, no, the question is very difficult. But someone has told me and I could not answer that question, so I wanted to run past you. So I said, my question is, the question that you are going to ask is difficult for me, or you are feeling that the question is difficult and you cannot come to a conclusion. And suddenly he saw where he was going wrong in his thinking. He said, no, Swamiji, the question is difficult for me. So if you are asking the question to get an opinion, I said, I don't have any opinion. And I do not claim that I know the answers to everything. See? And then when I talked about that, whatever he was asking, I talked about not the answer, I gave him a reply. And he says, yeah, that is absolutely correct, and that is, no, it was not something very hi-fi. I said, so, do I stand validated in your eyes, sir? My answer stands validated in your eyes, in your approval? No, Swamiji, no, then, see? So here Jnaneshwar Maharaj says, if I have to work to gain happiness, then why not work with happiness? Second. First option was work to gain happiness. Second option is work with happiness. Third is, what will be the third? Tell me. What will be the third option?
Accepting results with happiness.
No expectation. You are going the wrong way. Our attention should not be on the result.
Be the happiness.
No, that is true. We are talking about karma. We are not talking about being. The topic here is karma.
Be happy and then start work.
Be happy and then start work. Okay, this is in between the second and the third.
So phenomena, Swamiji, that
Don't go into phenomena. We are talking about karma. The topic is karma. It is not about.
even in karma, be happy. Then the karma performs by itself. There's no doership there, Swamiji.
But you understand, we are in Rajasic Tyag. Where you are going? We are talking about Rajasic Tyag.
Okay.
Be in the context.
Okay, Swamiji.
What you are saying is correct, but be in the context. So first is we are perform action to gain happiness. This is the lower way. The medium way is with happiness perform action. And the higher way is
Accept results with prasada buddhi.
your attention is on result. We are talking about karma, ma. We are not talking about result. We are talking about karma, action.
Do the action as an offering to the God, as an offering to the divine.
It's
Yeah.
Rajasic.
You can do that.
But it's Rajasic.
Perform the action as an expression of happiness. This is the higher one. You're getting what I'm saying. I'll repeat it. First, the lower way is perform action to gain happiness. That will be the result is happiness. That is the lower way. But if happiness is the goal, all you want out of the result is happiness, why not perform the action with happiness? So someone said, be happy and then perform action. But the highest will be that let the action be an expression of happiness. Contemplate over these three options. Let the action be an expression of happiness. फिर देखो, then your attention can never go on the result. Your attention will never go on what is to be done and what is not to be done. Your attention, your entire being is where the activity is. You are lost in the activity. You are at one ment with the activity. And with that comes inexhaustible energy, inexhaustible inspiration. Never get tired. Physically you might get tired. Physical stamina is a different thing, but mentally you will never get tired. Like we never get tired talking about Vedanta. You may get tired listening to Vedanta. But we will never get tired of speaking on Vedanta. Why? This is what it is. At one ment with the topic. No expectations. No show off. No concern whether one understands or doesn't understand. Because the basics are clear. The one who is purified, it will automatically click. The one who is not purified, if he persists with it, one day it will click. And some of them, they will go away. Many have come and many have gone. It's okay. How does it matter? They didn't come here to please me by listening to me. They have not gone away to displease me. It didn't click to them, so they went away. It's okay. But because someone comes, I get more inspired. Because someone goes away, I get become flat in my expression, in my inspiration. Nope. Mahatmas keep continuing whatever is required to be done. Because they are in tune with themselves. Now slowly we are moving. The answer that I am giving is of the sattvic one. But here in the Rajasic Tyag, here he says that if I have to work to gain happiness, I would much rather do without the work. Why should I work hard? Like one story is there, one person was sitting at the lake's entrance. Lake's entrance is just outside Melbourne. About, 100 kilometers or so, 100, 200 kilometers. And he was sitting there, and he's sitting on the bridge, and his the hook is there in the backwaters of the, and every now and then he catches some fish every now and then, and he's got a bucket, and in that bucket he puts the fish. And one person across the street, he has got a villa, and from there he is watching. He has come for holidays, businessman, and he is watching. This fellow comes early in the morning at 8 o'clock, and it's a freshwater rivulet, takes bath in that, brings fresh clothes, wears fresh clothes, sits there on a chair and puts his rod, and whole day. And then one day, after 2-3 days, he couldn't help but ask that person, "Sir, how many fishes you catch in a day?" He says, "Maybe 10, 15. "Oh, you eat 10, 15? No, I eat only 1 or 2. Rest what do you do?" "Some of them I put back into the river." "What about the others?" "Some of them I sell, so I get some money out of it." "You got a knack. I must say that you catch 15 fish. Why don't you buy more of those fish hooks so you can have multiple? You can catch 50 then. So this fellow said, then what will happen? He says, then you will have more income. And then what will I do? After a year or so, with the saved money, you can buy a motorboat and go out into the ocean and you can catch even more fish. Then what will happen? Then you buy a schooner and you employ some staff. The satisfaction of giving employment. You will help other people because you got the knack. God's grace is upon you. And then what will happen? You will make more money, then other people can also buy. And then what will happen? Then you will be happy. Then you can buy a house, get married, have children. Then you will be happy. The man sitting on the bridge smiled at that fellow without even looking up. From the corner of under the head, he could see, the businessman could see his smile. He said, why are you smiling, sir? He says, if I have to do all this to be happy, I am already happy, man. This is our lot. This is the Rajasic lot. This is the Rajasic lot. Shirk from activity. Where are we? So he says, if I have to work to gain happiness, I would much rather do without the work itself. Because the possible exhaustion, that is scaring me. The possible responsibility, that is scaring me. Oh, then I have to give taxes, that is scaring me. Oh, boy, what if there is no fish in the ocean one day when I go out? That is scaring me. Possibilities, so many possibilities. So why get into the activities? Let's not do the activity itself. Why not enjoy the pleasures which are already within my grasp? Such relinquishment, O Arjuna, on the ground of physical pain is rajas dominated relinquishment. The thought of impending suffering, the thought of impending exhaustion, that you have to deal with the government people, then you have to deal with the tax man, then you have to put your tax returns. If you have a business, you have to do tax returns every 3-4 months. इस झंझट में कौन पड़ेगा यार? It's better not do it only. I'm happy the way I am. We are such people, you know what they say? We are simple people. 2 समय की रोटी मिल जाती है, we are happy. Such are lazy people. Why not enjoy the pleasures which are already within my grasp? Such relinquishment, O Arjuna, on the ground of physical pain, that's the main point, on the ground of physical pain, is rajas dominated relinquishment. This is also abandonment of work. It is not called karma tyag. It is called karma phala tyag. We want to do relinquishment of the result of action. But here what is happening? A relinquishment of work itself. But it does not bear the fruit of relinquishment. What is the fruit of relinquishment? I ask you, what is the fruit of tyag?
Purification, Swami?
Yes. The result of tyag is purification. And the result of relinquishment of karma, of activity, will only lead to guilt. in the previous one, guilt, here the fear of exhaustion. So eventually it will lead, yaar kar leta to, if I had done it, I would be better off now. Fear of pending exhaustion is the deterrent in their life not to perform action. This is Rajasic Tyaga. So they are abandoning work because they are afraid of exhaustion. They are afraid of suffering, physical suffering. They are afraid of pain. They are afraid of ridicule. They are afraid of being judged by others. See? But as Vivekananda says, Uttishta Bharata, arise, awake, stop not till you reach the goal. That stop not means what? Continue performing the karma, continue to perform the action without attention on the result. Be alert. Here, when we are talking about tamasic tyag, rajasic tyag and sattvic tyag, in rajasic tyag we are talking of the misunderstanding of the relinquisher, the doer, the common man, the seeker, if he is a seeker, is instead of relinquishing the result, he is relinquishing the action itself. And by relinquishing the action, nothing can be gained. In the total topic is karma sannyas. So karma sannyas does not mean giving up of karma. This is also abandonment of work, but it does not bear the fruit of relinquishment, and that fruit of relinquishment is purification. Tyag must, giving up of result must bring about purification, whether you like it or not. You perform the action without focusing on the result, purification is the default. It will happen because every action has to give a result. And what will be the result if your attention is not on the result? If your attention is not on the karma phala, what will be the what will be the phala that will be accrued? Purification, because no precipitation of raga dvesh. Raga dvesh, likes and dislikes, get precipitated in our mind as memories only when our focus is on the result of our action. When we are looking forward to to a particular result, or we get excited or sad by whatever the result is, that is like or dislike. But if we are performing only the action, joyfully, blissfully, lost in it, without a iota of worry with reference to the result that is going to come, our thought doesn't even go in that direction, and it should not. Then and then alone purification happens. Moving waters, rolling stones gather no moss. Same way, the moment stone stops moving, it starts gathering moss. Karma is that which is purificatory by nature. Only by activity we can purify. If boiling ghee falls into fire, it does not become an oblation. Huh? If boiling ghee falls into fire by mistake, it is not called oblation. When is it called oblation? When a person pours it with the certain mantras, etc. If a person is drowned, it does not amount to voluntary death by yogic self-immersion. Isn't it? नहीं, उसने समाधि ले ली, क्या हो गया? Someone was standing fishing on the rocks somewhere in Sydney. One wave came, pulled the two fellows away into the ocean. No body to be found. Did they take samadhi? Did they commit suicide? Or did they die an unnatural death? Can it be called a yogic samadhi? No. But Swami Damodarananda, Swami Haridas Giri Maharaj, Kadapa Swami, Darga Swami, they all said, we are going, and they went. This is the date we are going. They went. Haridas Giri went. Haridas Giri Maharaj went to that Koteshwar Mahadev and jumped into the Gangaji, Bhagirathi. That is not suicide. With full awareness, not as a escape from responsibilities, escape from people, escape from devotees. No. Jnaneshwar Maharaj at the age of 21 did not take Sanjeevani Samadhi as an escape from the world. He had reached fulfillment. And in that fulfillment, nothing more needs to be done and nothing needs to be undone. Everything is perfect. The purpose of this existence of this body is over. Take Samadhi. He took Samadhi. Consciously, with awareness. Can we talk in that manner about yourself and ourselves? It does not amount to voluntary death by yogic self-immersion, but is an accidental death. If one therefore gives up his prescribed duties because he is attached to physical comforts, he does not gain the fruit of relinquishment. Who are these people? Who want to sleep only on their bed with their cushion and with their shawl under their armpit. I will sleep only on my side of the bed. Other side, नींद नहीं आती. I need temperature only at 21-22 degrees. Otherwise, sleep doesn't come. I like only diffuse light. I don't like direct light. How many likes and dislikes? This is all comfort. And we are lost in that only. When our attention, and all this attention on the comfort is only because of body identification. Is only because of body identification. And if our attention is on those likes and dislikes, then the fruit of tyaga will never be gained by such a seeker, by such a tyagi. Continuing in the 196th, Kim bahuna apule zaignan hoya udaya ale तय नक्षत्रा ते पाहले गिड़ी जैसे तैषा सकारण क्रिया हारपति धनंजया तो कर्म त्यागु ये जया मोक्ष फळासी ते मोक्ष फळ अज्ञाना त्यागिया नाही अर्जुना म्हणूनी तो त्या गुण माना राजसूजो. तरी कोणे पाएथ त्यागे ते मोक्ष फळ घर रिघे. हे ही ऐक प्रसंगे बोलिजेल. He says, just as all the stars vanish in the morning light, all activity along with its cause, ignorance. What is the cause of all activity? Ignorance. What is the genesis? Avidya, kama, karma. Ignorance gives rise to desires. Desires express as activity. See? Activity can become purificatory if we do not put our attention on the karma phala. Avidya, kama, karma. Don't put attention on karma phala. Because if you put attention of karma phala, you will collect, there will be raga, dvesh, and memories will be created. Those memories then appear as kama, desire, and the cycle continues. So we want to break the cycle. Perform the karma, but do not give attention to the karma phala. Then, but every karma must give a result, isn't it? But I am not putting attention on the result. Then what is the result, sir? The result which you don't know, which others will come to know. They may or may not, depending upon their ability. The result will be purification. And how will you know that purification is going on, happening? A natural inclination to know God. A natural inclination to know yourself, who you are. A natural inclination to remain in silence. A natural inclination for Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Natural inclination, in inner Sfurna, for Satsang. You start getting ras in Satsang now. Before it was not there. This comes as a result of purification. This doesn't come as a result of Purva Janma Samskar. It does not come as a result of Prarabdha. It does not come as a result of Purva Janma, kya tha? Merits of past life. This happens as a result of grace. Grace becomes available where the mind is purified. Ignorance, just as all the stars vanish in the morning light, just as when you initially you are thinking of God through through karma. What is that karma? Puja, archa, homam, etc. But there the fear is of guilt, of omission. If I don't do it, what will happen? Then somehow by grace you hear the satsang, and your interaction with your pujas and your daily chores, it becomes refined. As a result of that, the precipitation of guilt reduces. As guilt reduces, the ego is dissolving, and this ego, which is becoming weaker, as it becomes weaker, it starts, because it wants to be in control. Ego's job is to remain in control. So you think, imagine, I am just putting these words, it's not given here. Ego is thinking, how can I remain in control? Then it starts thinking, I'll find another way. I'll think of God and I'll merge in God, then I'll become all powerful. It still wants to remain powerful. It's okay. But at least it started thinking about God, and it is continuing to expose itself to the satsang. And when it starts how to think of God from outside to it comes to inside. How does it do inside? Shravanam, Mananam, Nidhyasan or Japa Sadhana, etc. etc. See? Then he says, so just as the morning light comes, all the stars vanish. Just as the God reveals himself within our bosom, directly proportional to that, all ignorance in our mind dissolves. To that extent we become, our ego has dissolved. And there are different signs. As you are going through the various chakras, ego is there, but it is dissolving as it is going up. As when you are doing Vaikhari, the ego is stronger. When you are in Madhyama, ego is weaker. When you are in Pashyanti, even weaker. When you are in Para, even weaker. And eventually it vanishes. The ego is the strongest in the waking. It is a bit weak in the dream. And in deep sleep, unmanifest. Ego I am talking about. See? So the whole name of the game of performing karma is to make this karta weak. And this you are not desiring it should be weak. You have understood the principle. You have understood the principle. By thinking it is not going to become weak. You have to keep performing whatever has to be performed. If you are a man of the world. Ignorance ceases with the dawn of knowledge, and then this relinquishment of action bears fruit in the form of liberation. And what is this renunciation, relinquishment of action? This relinquishment of action means whether action is being performed or not performed. There is no owner of the action anymore. The karta is not there. Usually the doer and the done, the experiencer and the experience, the knower and the known, karta and the karma and the karya. See? And as this karta dissolves, as the karma is purified, or as a result of karma the purification takes place, the purification of by the karma, the purification will not take place of the world. The purification is taking place of the purification is of the desires. The desires are becoming lesser and lesser and lesser. The lesser the desires, the weaker is the ego. And Anahat Chakra, if you reach this point, at that point it becomes evidently it becomes self-evident by the coming of knowledge. And what is this knowledge? This knowledge is not thought knowledge. This knowledge is that there is some higher principle. There is some God. There is some consciousness. Whichever way your angle of approach, or for a devotee it will be God. For a seeker it will be the consciousness. And it becomes very, very evident to him that the conscious principle is other than the matter principle. And if conscious principle is other than the matter principle, then why am I behaving as the individual then? If I am pure consciousness, if I am the conscious principle, why do I still feel attached to the matter? Why do I feel I still have to perform? Why do I feel I am a seeker? Why do I feel that I have to do sadhana? If I am the consciousness, then consciousness is Satchidanand Swarup. Then why am I searching for happiness? Then why am I purifying myself? To an unprepared, not purified mind, you give answers to these questions, it will just sixers, bouncers. But for a prepared mind who has done his karma properly and as a result got purified, and when you give answers to these questions, straight away it clicks. Another sign of purification is you read once, you understand the topic. You listen once, you understand the essence of the topic that is being talked about. You don't get lost in the words. You're listening to the words, but your attention is on what those words are, or the collection of all those words for 1.5 hours. What were they trying to indicate? That you get this ability as a result of purification. Intuitively you come to know. It's like a sixth sense. And that sixth sense develops at the Anahat Chakra. And once you have come to know that you are the consciousness, now because of old habits you may continue to say I am the body, I am the mind, but again and again the consciousness will keep pulling you back to itself. You cannot forget it. You cannot forget it. Just like some people cannot forget their phobias, some event must have happened in their childhood. This is much more powerful than that, because this is not you created it, it happened. And once it happens, it leaves an indelible memory. Something extraordinary happened to you. And now a seeker is born. And he becomes interested. And therefore, this person, then this relinquishment of action bears fruit in the form of liberation. The abandonment of action through ignorance does not lead to emancipation. And so being rajas dominated, it is not true relinquishment. Now I shall tell you, as the occasion demands, what kind of relinquishment will bring emancipation to you. So in the rajas, because we are talking about rajasic tyaga, he has come to a point. Rajasic tyaga can only take you up to gods. It cannot take you beyond gods. It cannot take you to self. You can think of Om Namah Shivaya, you can think of Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, you can think of Brahma Lok, you can think of Siddha Lok, you can think of Swarga. But in this Rajasic fellow, the idea that I am the source of everything, I am the substratum, this is a little bit far-fetched idea because of lack of purification. He is still addicted to the doership. The doership is still there. And how this doership in the sattvic tyaga, it will be told. How most of it I have already told you, but we'll see what Jnaneshwar Maharaj says and what the verse says, and how this complete relinquishment of the karma. Relinquishment of karma does not mean abandonment of karma. Remember this. Relinquishment of karma means not getting caught in the drama of karma. In short, the sattvic way would be, I'm just saying it here, do not perform action as a prompt of any desire, and if you are not able to do that, that you are not initiating any desire prompted activity. अरे यार फिर भूल गया. I started an activity because of a desire. Okay, you are started. Make sure your attention is not on the result of the activity. If you take these two ends and keep remembering them, see how quickly the purification will happen. And the karma sannyas happens as a result of that. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om.